For those that don't know me, my name is Harrison Mills, and my background is in HR. And someone showed me this whole big deal here, and I was looking for something greater than what I was doing. I loved what I did. I did it with a passion. I was working 72 hours or more a week. Okay. I loved it. I loved every bit about it. But however, I didn't have any time to myself. And that's what I was looking for. I wanted some time with my family. You just saw me in, day out, clock in, clock out. But at the same time, my family's growing. I was missing on some great memories. And so I decided that I needed to do something. And a friend invited me to an event. And I forced a second question to the first time. And then all of a sudden I saw the culture. It's the culture that brought me in. And I was like, I think these are my people. I'm not sure yet, but I think these are my people. And sure enough, here it is. It's been a great ride since then, and I'm glad to be here. So, my topic will be really kind of a part of what that video is. It's time to create. And my subject is fan the flame. Okay. Reason why I chose that is like a lot of people are doing summer camps. We here in Fresno, we have beaches that are 2 hours away. We have lakes that are probably an hour away in the mountains. So everyone's kind of doing their camping and things like that. And so anybody knows, California knows, we know fires out here a little too well, you know? So fanning the flame is the one thing that we're looking at, it keeping that flame going. And sometimes our flame can feel cold or choked out, um, barely breathing sometimes. It's not that the flame is not there, it's just that I'm struggling right now, or it's either, or maybe it might be blazing for some people. And then sometimes what this video is saying is just consuming. I'm just consuming. I'm thinking I'm doing the work and I'm not doing, I don't see any progress. And so this is what this is. I'm going to just share three things with us, okay, on how to fan that flame. Three things. And the first one is continue to remember. Okay. Continue to remember, meaning this, it's a past focus. Our focus is everything. So continue to remember, passing on the faith that we have, on the faith that we have in the belief that we have in our business that we have here, and down to others, helping people to rekindle their faith, their belief in what they have. And this is it, remembering key people. Remembering key people. There are some people, okay, so here's another thing that's been going on. 4th of July, a lot of different reunions were going on, a lot of gatherings. And when you see that, you see families. And sometimes, you identify with them very great, like, oh, I do that, or you have that identical cousin that looks just alike, or you have recipes. And sometimes those recipes, for me, my great great grandmother has a peach cobbler that is out. This is where you cannot tell me it's not the best peach cobbler. And someone has gotten that recipe and basically passed it on down to the next person. And the thing is, we continue to remember with it. And so this is my thing. There's some people on here that they have their belief. Miss Roxanne Corleo yesterday, she put some belief in what we have. We have Miss Sherian. She does that. She sends me a little private text just to say, hey, keep rooting. And she just roots me on. I love that, and I have a lot of other people that do the same thing. Mr. Payon does that same thing. Mr. Sam Foster does that same thing. Some of the key people that we hear play on here, and it's just a remembering kind of thing. And there's some people I didn't name. There are a couple of people on here. So why is that important? The principle is to remember the belief that people who have passed down the belief to us, that same faith in our business kind of thing. That's why we go to these events, because they go to the I remember when. And it's like, hey, if you can do it, if it was good for you and you did it, then so can I. That's the belief it puts in me. So can I do it. And so that you can do that same thing on there. So here's the call to action. If you can do this, write down 2 or 3 people, either a mentor or a coach or whoever it may be that impacted you. Send them a thank you text and just reminding them as a sincere thank you for the belief you put in me. That could be a mom, simple as that, a dad. It could be a coach. that you had on there. It doesn't have to be a mentor. It could be man's best friend. It could have been your dog. Go give them a treat or something like that. You just never know. So that's the action that where I'm actually putting into play with that. And the challenge is I want to be able to see your name that someone written down and said, "Hey, it's because of your background or because of your history, your fight, your transparency that makes me want to go even further." Because now it says, "Hey, I relate. I see that." And I need to know sometimes it's not just me. Is it just me just going through this? And no, it's not. So thank you for doing that. So you never know who's going to write your name down. That's what we want to see happen. So we talked about continuing to remember. The second thing is to continue to follow, right? So your past focus and your present focus here. And so I will relate this to a GPS. You know, before GPS, I'm going to show my age. There was no GPS. It was to pull out the map. You have to go look at that course. If you got lost, it's like, yay, like, there's nothing you can do. Just make sure you got to fill up on some gas because you might be in the middle of nowhere. And you pull out the map and you just have to go through there. Hopefully, it's a AAA close by. Maybe you can pull out a couple more maps that you might need. But that's what we have to do. But with GPS, now it's letting me know, hey, you turn left. If I'm turning left, it's like, hey, you turn right. And so what it does is it beeps at you, lets you know, hey, make a U-turn or stop. Or it might just say is, hey, rerouting. Those different things, right? Yes? Awesome. So it might say those different things on there. And so this is what I'm looking at it in this way. This is a way of actually keeping you focused. What is your end goal? Sometimes we get to the point, and I'm very, very guilty of this. You'll get to scrolling, you're on social media. You actually meant to actually put a post, for your business, and all of a sudden, oh, something catches your eye. And you're just scrolling and you're scrolling. Come to find out, it was like 2 hours. You was like, oh my good, like, what am I doing? What was I doing this whole time? What was my whole point? Kind of thing. And so with that, I'm saying this is that we learn how to focus ourselves. And sometimes we're fatigued. This is where our coach comes in. This is where our mentors or our parents or so to help us to stay focused on that path, on that track. It's almost like an alert. Like, hey, you said this was your goal. This is your goal. Finish strong on there. The other thing is this is that I've had a couple of mentors pass within the year, at least two of them, and I'm very grateful for them. Uh, Personalities, we know what urchin, whale, shark, dolphin, right? And so usually I tell people I identify as a dolphin. That's me all day long. However, my mentors do not identify as a dolphin. They're all sharks. That's included Mr. Thomas. They're all sharks. And so usually sometimes opposites attract, but at the same time they see something, they're saying, "Hey, you might just I guess my question is this. What if I'm identifying as a dolphin, but dude, you're really a shark and you don't know. You've been acting like a dolphin." But at the same time, I just told someone else, "Hey, I'm a chameleon. I'm all for." It just depends on which one it is. What do you need me to be at the moment? Kind of thing. So, but at the same time, I'm saying this. This is the main thing I'm getting at. Human interactions change the way we walk. Who are you walking with? Who are you having mentor? Who are you having feed into you? And sometimes it's like this. There's some bad things. It's like, why am I listening to this? Or why am I watching this? I need to pull this to the side because it actually changes the way you walk, how you move those things. And so, what was that, Mr. Baker? Can you explain these animals represent for people who don't know? Absolutely. So, the urchin is the detailed one. Okay. That's the urchin. That is the detail. The whale the whale is the giver. That's a Miss Jocelyn Driscoll. We all know that. That's an urchin is Jabri Clemens. He's a detailed person. That man is so detailed to the point. I'm like, sir, okay, like I'm not that detailed, but he's very detailed. I appreciate him because he keeps me on my game. Then you have a Miss Jocelyn Driscoll. This woman, she gives scriptures or some kind of encouragement or some kind of prayer. She'll just send me a text just to kind of just let me know, hey, have a great day. And I'm like, I love that. You know, she's just that whatever kind of capacity she can be in for you, she will be. Okay. So we said urchin, we said whale, dolphin. Dolphin is the fun one. Okay. The life of the party. I don't, sometimes I'm not even trying. You know, I'm not even trying to be that. I'm actually, well, I just want to be in the corner, you know, but I can't even help it. It just happens along with it. It's just a part of who I am, my persona. And then you have the shark, which is a go getter. That go getter, they go for it. What is the goal? Is push all things aside. I'm going to that goal. That's what I need to get to. That is what I want. This is what I'm into the numbers. I'm into finding out what is needed. All those different things so I can get to that goal. It's a push, it's a rush. And so that's what I mean by personalities. And so I'm saying I am that dolphin now. And we've seen a lot of people on the platforms of SVP or so that are been on those different personalities. However, that shark, you find you a shark in your downline, or you find someone that you can reach out to, be ready to be at their next position and next because there are people that don't play. Let's get there. And so that's what I mean by identifying to that. So once again, human interactions change the way we walk. Do you want to walk like a shark? I'm a dolphin with mentors that are sharks. I want to emulate that. I need some of that. I know that. And so I get this push. That's the reason why I'm doing events. That's the reason why I give my numbers to Mr. Thomas. That's the reason why I do all those different things because I want to see how are you operating, not just the fun you do, but business wise, show me what you're doing, kind of thing. What's so cool about Mr. Thomas is he doesn't just focus on just ACN. He shows you not just how to make the money, but he shows you how to keep the money. And that's what I'm learning on there. And I love that part of that. So now, how does following coaches and mentors impact on the way that we walk? How are you? I guess my question is, how are you impacting the way others walk? Because there are people looking for you. There are people actually following you. How are you? What are you emulating that says, hey, I want to follow. I want to change the way I walk because you're walking the way you're walking. That is in that present part. And sometimes it could be setting a goal to max out $200, 200 points on personal points. That's a goal. I would love to emulate that, you know, going for that. Or it could be going for that next pin level, whatever that may be. What would we like to emulate on there? So that's that. I encourage you to follow today all the way to the end. Okay. Meaning this, your final, what's your finish line? Is it a dollar amount? Is it a pin level? I need to get to this position. I need to get to it quick. Is it helping others? It could be helping others, or it's just a matter of just finishing. You know, I want to finish what I started. Something I started, I need to finish it. For me, it encompasses all those things. I need all of those things. And that's what the one thing I love about ACN, that I can do all those things in that same arena. All of those things matter to me. And so I challenge you to find out and see exactly what it is for you so that we can emulate you. And so then lastly, we're talking about continue to entrust. So we talked about continue to remember, the past focus, continue to follow, which is the present focus, and then continue to entrust, which is the future focus. So what are you entrusting in to other people? That's the question. Fun fact, I just kind of shared this yesterday, that did you know that there are 5 or 6 living generations living on this earth right now? Yeah. So we're saying like 100 people are living at 100 years old right now. You know that? Then you have your 80s, your 60s. It's looking good, by the way. I mean, some of them are defying age. Then you have your 40s, your 20s, and then you have your adolescence age there. You can, those numbers are kind of skewed along with that and with different families where it might be, but 5 to 6 generations there. What is so cool is this, is that ACN has set you up to have 5 generations in your business in the same manner. 4% residual. You're able to create generations in your own business, living generations in your own business. Is that like, what business do you know knows? Who knows that? Who does that? you know? And that's just one way of getting paid is what I'm saying, you know? Well, maybe two ways of getting paid. I should say that because there's some upfront things, upfront bonuses that come along with it. But what I'm saying is that that focus is there. Okay. And so now why I'm mentioning this is that it's your time to step up. It's our time to step up. They're really pushing in-person events. What are you emulating? How are you going to walk? What are you going to have in your, how many people are you going to have in your living room? Okay. And the reason why I say this is not just me speaking, these are co founders speaking. So the reason why I threw an event in January and in June, I wasn't planning on doing that at all. Right. I was ready to go to the event. Like, let's go to the event. This was December. Let's go to the event. It was like right before New Year's, and something popped up and it said, "Hey, do you want to throw an event?" And I'm like, well, the email we got. And I was like, well, sure. I guess, we usually throw events here already. So, okay. However, there's no one in my crew that was willing to go do that event, which means it's time for me to step up. And I'm like, I got to step up, like, because I'm so used to depending on people. It's work. That is work. Okay. But here's the thing that the co founder said to me, and this is what caught my eye. We were on an RC and above call, and he says this: "We have put this event for anyone to throw at an ETL level." And I was like, I don't, and as far as I've been in part of ACN, I've never seen that happen before. So what are you saying? And he says, I'm saying this: I'm looking for the next leaders of ACN. And I said to myself two words: "Nuff said." That's what I said. So it's time for me to step up and do what I have to do. And I know there are eyes on me, but that was the point. Look at me. This is your next leader. And I'm saying, as much as we build on with each other, as much as we have gathered, we have handshake, we have hugged, we have cried, we have lifted, we have rejoiced, we have celebrated each other. You are the next leaders. There's no reason why you should not be doing an event in your area. So what I'm saying is be ready, because the world is opening up even more and they need you. There's someone looking for you. The culture needs you. The culture that we have, which is a healthy one, it needs you. So who are you passing the keys down to? And that's what Mr. Thomas has been really training us. He's just passing the keys on down. Because at a point, he's saying, hey, I'm going to push to the side, because he's always looked at us as the rising leaders coming. He's always looked at us that way. He's passing the keys down. And I'm saying this: as he passes the keys down, I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking for my next leader. Who am I going to pass it? Because I don't want to do everything. I don't want to do everything. I don't want to go sit in a hammock on a cruise somewhere. I want to be able to do that same thing, at my time, at my point in time when I'm ready to do that. But then on top of that, by passing the keys down, it's saying this: fan the flame. You're fanning that flame onto the next person. You're fanning that flame onto the next people. You're making people dream again. And there's a lot of people that need to. On top of that, you're breaking cycles. There's some cycles that need to be broken, as far as it could be money, it could be generational, it could be just a culture that they're used to, something they're fighting inside their head. And I'm saying it could be just here. It might take some work along with it, but here we are. So we can only do that by creating, not consuming. That's what that video is saying. You have to create your event, create the people that you're going to have in your place. We, Miss, who was it? Carrie Roeder, Miss Roxanne Corralato already talked about this. Seeing is believing. You have to create, not consume. We have all the information. We have all the notes. And now it's time to do. So come out of hiding and give them something to look at. You are the next rising leader. So how you show up. I usually, this is one of my affirmations. I show up like the algorithm loves me. I show up that way. I show up like the algorithm loves me. So when I post anything, hey, what am I? But it's not really about the likes or anything. It's about just doing it, going out there. But you just never know who is looking for you. You never know who's looking for you. So it's that time. This is another mentor that I love. You might even know this quote, but he says this: "It's time to own the space you occupy." Own the space you occupy. That could be in your living room. You own that space. It could be down the street. You own that space. Sometimes I'm not feeling like it. I'm fatigued. I'm just not in the mood. You still have to own the space. Hey, I'm having a great day. Some things are happening right now. You go out there, you own that space. Someone honestly just tick me. I almost told someone how the cow eats the cabbage today. You have to occupy that space. Pull that posture up and you occupy that space here. Hey, people, that's my time. Once again, the past, the present, and the future. Continue to remember, continue to follow, and continue to entrust.